China.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
It's China to me, China.
Army officers say the missile, found sometime last week, has been inspected at Roswell, New Mexico, and sent to Wright Field, Ohio, for further inspection.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside.
China.
This is the Tempest universe, man. Hold on to your ass. You're in for a hell of a ride.
The Tempest universe, welcome. And it's Monday. Monday was not going so bad. Like I've been saying all day, I've got this euphoric high because I got back Sunday afternoon from the trip to Nevada, Area 51, Hoover Dam, all those places, Grand Canyon and all that kind of stuff. Like we really packed, literally on Sunday, we woke up like half dead. Saturday afternoon, it was like a no-brainer. We just had to collapse. But Monday wasn't so bad. I kept on telling everyone, stand behind me, devil. I'm euphoric right now. I'm coming from this great trip. You can't do nothing to me to mess me up. And then about 40 minutes ago, the water mains on the west side of San Antonio, not too far from here, apparently one of them burst. So there's no water in the household. I freaking hate Mondays. Mondays really suck hairy alien nads. If they are hairy, and if they have nads. That's what they would be sucking right now if you were a Monday. But that's enough of my craziness. I've got a couple of announcements to make. Number one, there won't be a podcast on Wednesday. Last week I forgot to say that, but I think those who listen on a regular, schedule every Monday and Wednesday, you already knew. I was flying out to Nevada. There was no way I was going to be able to do a podcast. But this Wednesday, there won't be a podcast either. However, that's because there will be an interview on Thursday. That interview is going to be found on Facebook and YouTube. It'll be Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to have David Altman and David Mason from the award-winning documentary A Tear in the Sky. This documentary basically is going to go out to the Catalinas and try and attempt to recapture in real time what happened with the Tic Tac UFO and the Navy and other anomalies in the area. I've got one personal issue with the Catalinas. Maybe these guys looked into it. We're going to find out. There is a description in the... I got that backwards, didn't I? There is a link and description about the film that's in the podcast information right now. But I can't wait. These guys are going to use military-grade equipment, technology, all under the voice of the man himself, William Shatner, as he is a special guest. And why wouldn't he be, right? After that incident on that rocket. You and I know what I'm referring to, William. But I can't wait to have these guys on here. If you want to know a little bit more, the link for the film's homepage, terrainthesky.com, is in the description as well. So check it out. So for those of you who don't like YouTube because you like staying away from social media, then you guys will hear the episode from the video in audio only format Friday evening. So I'll get that, as they say, downgraded to just audio. So you guys should be able to partake in that as well. In addition to that, Sunday, I've got my fingers crossed. Unfortunately, I'm going to be out of town again Friday evening, and I won't be back till Sunday morning. But I hope that Sunday I will have for everyone on YouTube. Even if you're afraid of YouTube, stop screwing around and go to YouTube. You know what? I'll even post it on the Facebook pages as well, and on the Twitter. But the Area 51 video from last Thursday, I'll be able to upload that. I don't think it's going to be super long, but I have a lot of clips. Of course, some of that stuff is not going to make it because, I got to be able to upload this stuff. I don't have a supercomputer here or some crazy cutting-edge entertainment PC that'll help me get that up there. But the one and only Asgardian Danam was there with us. And, man, when you see this video, you'll know. The Asgardians don't play. And shock and awe is all you're going to get. And let me tell you, I got to say, it was very advantageous to have Norm around, only because he knows the area like the back of his hand. I'm telling you, he could pinpoint things just by looking at a deer's butt and, shaking the rabbit's tail. He knew exactly where it was. There's a funny story behind all of that, but we'll tell it during the film. I can't wait to show it. I think you guys are going to be really excited about that. It's going to be funny as heck. The other thing is, I wanted to play for everyone, because I know some of you didn't get to watch the UFO subcommittee hearing by Congress, blah, 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 blah. There is about 9 minutes in there that's really fascinating to me, because they speak to, I think about 2, actually 3, of the articles that we're going to talk about today. So I'm going to play that real quick, and please listen attentively. You guys didn't all get to see it, but they really do have to do with these articles today. And I had some disappointments, and sadly, just like everything else, just like when the Congress last June, when they released that stupid 12th grader report for everyone in the world to see, their so-called UAP report, and how excited people were, just elated. Same thing here. Like literally, they gave us no real solid evidence, no talking points, just the same old rhetoric, but they were still guiding us to the idea that they're going to make it great. They're going to make probing great again. Kind of like we did last Thursday in Nevada. That's all they really did for me. But I'm going to play this for you guys right now. And I want you to listen to some of the questions, because I feel that there's a build-up to something. And some people out there better watch what the hell they're saying. Check this out.
Mr. Krishnamurthy.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you to both of you for appearing today and for your public service. First question is, there have been no collisions between any U.S. assets in one of these UAPs, correct?
We have not had a collision. We've had at least 11 near misses, though.
And maybe we'll talk about those 11 near misses or any place where there's close proximity. I assume, or tell me if I'm wrong, there's been no there's no communications or any kind of communication signals that emanate from those objects that we've detected, correct?
That's correct.
And have we attempted to communicate with those objects?
No.
So we don't even put out a alert saying, U.S. Identify yourself. You are, within our flight path or something like that. We haven't said anything like that.
We've not put anything out like that. Generally speaking, for example, in the video that we showed earlier, it appears to be something that is, unmanned. Appears to be something that may or may not be in controlled flight, and so we've not attempted any communication with that.
Okay, so, and I assume we've never discharged any armaments against a UAP, correct?
That's correct.
How about wreckage? Have we come across any wreckage of any kind of object that has now been examined by you?
The UAP task force doesn't have any wreckage that isn't explainable, that isn't consistent with being of terrestrial origin.
Do we have any sensors underwater to detect on submerged UAPs? Anything that is in the ocean or in the seas?
So I think that would be more appropriately addressed in closed session, sir.
Okay. I think one of the biggest questions that that I have is we say with a lot of probability, we say they, quote unquote, probably do represent physical objects, close quote. When we say probably, is that because we cannot conclusively say that they are physical objects?
In the task force report, when I say probably represent physical objects, most of them represent physical objects. There could be some that are more of a meteorological phenomena, something like that, that may not be a physical object in the sense that most people think of something you could go up and touch.
But the ones where you say most of them represent physical objects, can you say that they are definitely, like with 100% certainty, that they are physical objects?
I can say with certainty that a number of these are physical objects.
Okay, so we can't rule out that some of them may not be physical objects.
So, some certainly could be a sensor anomaly or something like that. Some could be.
Now, how about with regard to UAPs? We've talked about UAPs on training areas, but obviously there's some sensor bias. I would think we put sensors in training areas. How about with regard to non-training areas? Do we track what's in open source and what civilians and others have tracked? And have we found similarities to what they've observed in terms of UAPs in non-training areas to the ones that are in training areas?
The UAP task force has worked very hard to make sure the data set that we're working with is a data set that we have very good control over that data. So we have some partnerships with FAA so that we get some of that, so we get that reporting in. But if it comes to just open source reports or someone says that they saw something, that generally does not make it into our database.
So basically, it sounds like we have a good partnership with FAA. But apart from FAA, we don't have partnerships with other agencies or other entities that might be tracking so that we could enlarge our data set to make comparisons.
So we will. So that's the goal of this next effort will be to expand that relationship with the rest of government and the interagency so we can understand what they're seeing, what we're seeing. We can correlate on each other's holdings
because
and resolve this.
Sorry to interrupt, but I think that we might have a bias right now going on with regard to just reporting on UAPs being in training areas when we don't really track what's happening elsewhere. Last question. Have our encounters with UAPs altered the development of either our offensive or defensive capabilities or even our sensor capabilities?
We'd save that for the closed session.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Mr. LaHood.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to thank the witnesses for being here today. Obviously, this topic of UAPs has attracted a lot of interest in people that are curious about this hearing today. As we talk about, and I would say there's a lot of what I would call amateur interest groups that are involved in the UAP field. My question is, when there are unsubstantiated claims or manufactured claims of UAPs or kind of false information that's put out there, what are the consequences for people that are involved with that or groups that are involved with that?
So one of the concerns that we have is that there are a lot of individuals and groups that are putting information out there that could be considered to be somewhat self-serving. We're trying to do what's in the best interest of, one, the Department of Defense, and then two, what's in the best interest of the public, to ensure that we can put factual-based information back into the mainstream and back into the bloodstream of the reporting media that we have so people understand what's there. It's important because we are attempting, as this hearing has drawn out, to understand, one, what may just be natural phenomenon, two, what may be sensor phenomenology or things that were happening with sensors, three, what may be legitimate counterintelligence threats to places that we have or bases or installations, or security threats to our platforms. And anything that diverts us off of what we have with the resources that have been allocated to us, send us off in these spurious chases and hunts that are just not helpful. And they also they also contribute to the undermining of the confidence that the Congress and the American people have that we are trying to get to the root cause of what's happening here, report on that, and then feed that back into our national security apparatus so we are able to protect the American people and our allies. So it is harmful, it is hurtful, but hopefully if we get more information out there, we'll start to lessen the impact of some of those spurious reports.
So just taking that a step further, so that misinformation, false narratives, manufactured, so what are the consequences? Are there legal consequences? Are there examples that you can give us where people have been held accountable by this misinformation or disinformation?
I can't give you, any examples where somebody's been legally held liable for putting something out there, but...
Well, I guess what's the deterrent from people engaging in this activity?
I don't know. I don't have that answer. That's something that welcome the dialogue with Congress to talk about that with the members who help legislate those laws to say what should be the legal ramifications that we could use to potentially hold individuals accountable, whether it be citizens or information that might be injected into our media by other forces or other countries, if you will.
And in terms of DOD's review and analysis in this field, I mean, is there a standard in place when it comes to UAPs? I mean, is there any guidance you look to that's codified in law or otherwise within DOD that kind of sets out the standards for UAPs and what to look for?
I think that's part of what the group that we're standing up now will be chartered to do. We're actually, from my organization, we'll be looking at policy and standards that we have to come to you and work with you to actually put in place and promulgate across our government.
Thank you. I yield back.
The funny thing is that one of the few times that they mention civilians, they talk about charging them up and taking them and placing their fake reportings against some law to get them in trouble. What kind of shit is this? These guys were literally pulling shit out of their ass because in the last year, nothing's really happened. Now, okay, so this new the thing they're putting together, this new group that's supposed to analyze things and get everybody's input from all these other government agencies, well, that's great. But how the hell are you going to go to not even using civilian reports and saying we're going to put them bitches in jail if they give us fake news? I mean, really? How is that going to work? How are you literally going to turn your back on decades of UFO reports from, mom and pop people, Joe Blow and everybody else, but then you're going to say, I'm going to throw you bitches in jail, you lied to us now. What is Jeremy Corbell going to do if he can't send in fake shit? What's going to happen to him? And he's not, he's been pretty vocal, to be honest. We have an article about him and what he thought about what these guys were saying. But then, the other thing besides that is, why would you ask a UFO to identify itself when it's, coming into your training arena, uninvited, unannounced? I still don't understand why the hell they don't blow these things away. Stop being assholes. If you really think these are unmanned aerial phenomena or UFOs controlled by an adversary, blow the fucker away. You're not hurting anybody, and you can probably take that shit for parts. It's just crazy. The other question in there is wreckage. For fuck's sake, we literally heard a couple years ago that the Army acquired metamaterial from To the Stars Academy and the people that they deal with. What the hell happened to that? Where's that? I mean, that's wreckage, right? What the fuck is metamaterial? Nonsense, a whole lot of nonsense. And in case you didn't notice, you might have to rewind this. Meteorological effects. Again, they're talking about the weather being an issue when it comes to UFOs. So the fog thing, swamp gas is still out there. And I'm pretty sure they came pretty close to saying swamp gas. I felt it. I literally felt it. Are these things physical objects? Who fucking knows? Apparently nobody does, except for the people that end up boarding these things and getting probed. Nobody apparently knows whether these are physical or not. It is just the craziest thing. And the other thing is that when they talked about the drones, aka drones, which they've been certifying as being actual drones, there's an article in here that talks about how many of the folks the service personnel, they were on the Navy ships, the seamen, and their logs. They talk about their logs. But literally, what are you going to put on your log that shit's a UFO? You saw a little green man flying on a dish. And you're going to hand that into your CO and just hope for the best? No. I don't think we can go that far. And let me tell you, old Corbell is really pissed off about that they said it's all fucking drones. But, you still don't have an iota of proof. But I do believe that several times during this hearing, they said there are no adversaries with technology like this, but you're going to rule out aliens and extraterrestrial. Then who the fuck is it? Who is it? Who is it? Let's get this podcast started. Let's play the first track. Oh, Bug just farted and it's killing me. Here we go.
I look the other way. I don't see how it's got anything to do with me. Oh, hurry, I need my beat. At any expense, it doesn't make sense, but every cell in my body eats its protein. Oh, grass is only for cows and rabbits that don't know how to kill and conquer, to win and rule. Oh, it's what we learn at school. We don't worry about seas. We recycle and sort by source. We've banned all plastic straws, quit smoking. Oh, every paycheck we get, 10% is donated to clean our conscience, and it works out great. Why should we change? Sleep less, be more efficient. Come on, perform better, climb higher, educate away. I am all my degrees, my masters. Hey, look at me, I am somebody. It's what I learned at carbon dioxide. My conclusion is that it's all a lie. Our guns are mine, we're not smart, we will survive. We've got technology, it's not a lie, we will survive. The seas are thriving, we will get back, it's not a lie.
We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics. What are we doing? What's going on right now?
The first article up, linked in the description for you, is basically summarizing everything for you. Everything we just heard in that little 9-minute clip. That really is everything. You don't need to hear nothing else. They asked about Molstrom and all this other shit. Nobody cares. The conclusion is what we were waiting for. You guys want to give that song and dance so that these Pentagon folks can blow some hot air up your tutor. No, it's no. It's no. So let's recap this for those of you who fast forwarded. There's no evidence to suggest UAPs are extraterrestrial, according to the Pentagon. There have been no collisions with Navy aircraft, but 11 near misses. I mean, shit, 11 near misses. How many times do they near miss birds? You shouldn't even make a big deal about that. They found no unexplained wreckage, which is bullshit. We can call bullshit on that one. They've received no communications from UAPs. Who the fuck wants to talk to you? Why would they need to talk to you? They're literally flying around, fighter jets and well-armed ships in the middle of the ocean with no real resistance. What the fuck I want to talk to you for? The military say that they have never fired shots at them. We have an article from someone that's a bit livid that says to the contrary. That's not true. They are shooting at them. But the thing is, why shouldn't they? Freaking people in the military, every branch should be on red alert. Let's be honest. This is a sovereign country. We have sovereign airways, sky over us. So you can't just be flying around, as they say in the media, with impunity. Shoot the fucker down. You're supposed to address it. Hello, UFO. Identify yourself. Now, according to the Pentagon, during this hearing, the reason why they don't try to address these things or try to communicate with them is because they feel these are unmanned and they're basically drones. So they don't feel like saying shit to them. They try to ignore them. They just turn the other cheek. Maybe it's time. Maybe that's what the protocol needs to be. I'm going to give you a couple warnings and I'm going to start shooting your ass down. Then you'll figure out what the hell it is, right? Because either it's going to evade everything you throw at it and basically fry your ass, or you've got yourself some nice little equipment that you can do some research and try to figure out who the hell or what adversary put that thing together. Okay? But according to these guys, none of that's really happening. They believe no foreign adversary could create such technologies. I don't understand. These guys really talked in circles, didn't they? So no adversary can do it. It's not ET. They have no idea who's got this technology. We don't really want to talk to it, but we don't shoot it down, and we just avoid it like the plague, really. The one guy that says that this is all nonsense and it's all a big lie is Representative Tim Burchett. I mean, he was... Tim does not play. He is out there. He is doing interviews. He is making sure that people know that he's not playing. He's out of Tennessee. And he says that the Pentagon, it was not being transparent. He says they were too quick to dismiss the alien spacecraft hypothesis. And he says they even on his... I love this guy. Even on his website, he sells a t-shirt that says more people believe in UFOs than believe in Congress. That's because Congress is way, way behind the 8 ball on this. Now, we can't sit here and say Congress is entirely the problem, right? I mean, they're having the hearings. You know, they're trying to get questions answered. They're passing bill. They're throwing money around like there's no bills to pay. But still, Congress is not to blame. It's everyone else that empowered, certain segments of the government within the military in order to conduct these things, keep it top secret. And just because now a couple of people got butthurt because certain individuals released videos that they kept top secret, well, now they want to seem like they're the good guys. They says, hey, there's a lot of people out there releasing information for their own gain, for whatever damn reason it is, sell fucking books, sell conferences. But damn, we're the government. We're the Pentagon. We're here to help everyone. We want to solve this the right way. Give them real facts. These guys are fucking ridiculous. I don't know. Nothing's going to come out of this in the near future. All you guys that were so super happy that this so-called hearing went down, it's bullshit. What makes you think that these two guys from the Pentagon knew a damn thing about what was going on even before this? Especially not to the level where they could sit in front of, Congress, even behind closed doors, and give them real answers. Like, some of these guys came in with some crazy-ass questions, too. Somebody was feeding them the questions to ask. Let's be honest about that. We all know that's true. These guys, they didn't know all that stuff. They didn't know about no damn memos or nothing like that. They have no fucking clue. Someone fed them the information. And they went up there and they asked questions. And then they played it off like, I'm coming with this question. I don't expect you to answer it. No, fuck. That wasn't on the memo. They didn't sign up to answer questions about the shit you were asking. You wouldn't even know what the hell you were asking. And that's the truth. We'll see what happens next. But there is just no way that things are going to move anywhere at this point. I think we need about 5 more years or so before we get any real answers from any of these damn hearings, especially the shit that's going on behind closed doors. It's a problem to begin with, but national security and all, they will always keep us away from the info under the guise of national security. That's just the way it is, unless somebody else goes in there and steals national security as they've done in the past and let us know what's really going down. Bugs is just killing it tonight. Listen to him. Jeez Louise. Anyway, check out this track.
I go to bed early and I hope when I wake in the morning I'm someone different. And I wake up and do the same things I did the day before. I'm losing. Oh God, please don't let me be this way. I can't breathe, I can't communicate. I find every way to start another day. And how many more cycles before I let me plot it out, let me steam away all the wrinkles in this fabric. Using a tapestry as a map only leads to pattern recognition. I need an intervention. Oh God, please don't let me be this way. I can't breathe, I can't communicate. I find every way to start another day. How many more cycles before I
This next article is, let's see, who was it from? I already forgot. Can you believe this shit? The Drive. So the Drive.com has all these cool military articles. And this one, titled Navy Ships Swarmed by Drones, Not UFOs, Defense Officials Confirm. How the fuck can they confirm that? I don't know. The article itself has some images that they took of the logs from some of the Navy ships that were involved in this incident. This is where they're driving from. This is where they're getting the idea that this is factual information that was put into the logs. I don't listen. I don't think, like, if you're walking around and you're a security guard and you see a shitload of clowns, every other night, you're not going to put in your log that there's crazy looking clowns every night walking by the parking lot. No one's going to believe you. Why would there be clowns? Same thing here. Apparently, 2 incidents that had to deal with drones. Well, not two, just 2 separate areas. One was on the East Coast, the other one on the West Coast, the California's Channel Islands, July of 2019. Multiple evenings. This is the shit that really bothers me. How could multiple evenings, okay? Stop fucking around. You are on a Navy warship. How the fuck do you let things happen for multiple evenings? I'm just saying. It makes no sense to me. Anyway, so these so-called swarms of drones, swarms too. Are you shitting me? I want to know, how far were they off the coast, by the way? What damn drone is going to be swarming, let's say, a Navy ship that's, 20 miles off the coast? Come on. Something's not right here. It really isn't. According to some of the reports from the folks on the ships, right, these several incidents occurred. These drones, quote unquote, they flew in close proximity to the ships, crossing directly above the decks. I mean, come on. You've got to be kidding me, right? In fact, some of the ships apparently did have some defensive reactions, including the deployment of emergency security teams. And they also used some kind of radio frequency-based counter-drone technology. But did any of it work? Like, if these are normal drones, right, and you've got some fancy-ass equipment to take down drones as we know them today, apparently shit did not go right. Logs from many of these ships describe these UFOs, that's what we're going to call them, UAPs, as UAS, UAVs, or plainly as drones. Unidentified aerial vehicle, unidentified aerial systems. Apparently there was a FOIA request from that was submitted regarding the USS Paul Hamilton about the deck logs. The slides that were viewed regarding these logs refer to these things as UAS swarms. That's a lot of fucking drone to be up there for it to be a swarm of drones. But could they be correct? Could this really be like a swarm of drones? Like we've seen, especially like during New Year's, last year and the year before, how you can program all these little tiny drones and make shapes in the sky and, animate shit in the sky. But come on. Where the fuck would they be coming from? Because these things are not sitting, these Navy ships are not just sitting in a dock somewhere. They're out at sea. They're out at sea training. So where did they come from? How did they get there? How were they able to stay aloft, as they say, in UAP reporting? All that time. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. Anyway, one of the deck logs showed that the Navy apparently got pissed off about it. They got tired of the shit. And they were running some drills and they eventually implemented a counter-drone technique that was called, or is known as, the Drake. This thing was developed by Northrop Grumman. It's called the Drone Restricted Access Using Known EW platform. What it does, it's a portable device like a backpack that allows the sailors to use radio frequency signals to interrupt the control links of drones. Basically, cut them off from whoever has the remote control. They deployed the Drake during one of the incidents. But of course, we don't know what happened. Were they able to capture one? Apparently not. Or maybe they did. Because these guys at this subcommittee hearing, they were so damn sure that these were just drones. I mean, they went up in front of Congress and they said it. They swore to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. It was drones. Maybe what they're not telling us is maybe they were able to capture one using this Drake system by Northrop Grumman. Maybe that's their metamaterial. Some little drone somewhere. I just, it makes no sense to me. If it really is a drone, let's see the bitch. Would it have been so hard for them to bring us a drone to the hearing? Roll that shit right in. It is a hearing, right? And if it's a drone that's not alien, it's not from an adversary, because they don't got the technology to do it, then shit, that means it's your fucking drone. You put it up there. Because according to you, Pentagon, no one else could have done it. Not from the other farthest reaches of the universe, not from across the pond, and sure as hell, not from the bodega in the corner down the street. So you did it. It's your fucking drone that's up there. Let's see it. Let's get some show and tell. This is why that hearing was so ridiculous. Because they literally implicated themselves in the whole thing. There's got to be a reason why all these incidents are happening in their training theater and not anywhere else. Or at least not that we know of, because our next article kind of says no. Shit's happening all the damn time. They're lying to us. But the article is in the description. There's actually pictures and images of these logs and what these folks in the Navy were writing during these incidents. And again, what else would they write? What could they write? Why would they write UFO or UAP? They were given a set of instructions, how to report things, when to report things, and how to log it. No one strayed from that. No one said little gray alien, a little green man in a nice silver saucer. Even if it was. Don't think they could write that in there. Think it would be against protocol. Well, the new protocol, they made it easier for them to report things. That's just the way it is, man. Check out the link in the description. Check out the logs. By the way, these guys got pretty nice handwriting, because my handwriting sucks. You'd never be able to tell what the hell it was. Some people would probably think I was seeing Bigfoot on the deck of the USS Paul Hamilton. True story. Check this out. I've seen videos of U.S. military trying to shoot down UFOs. I will testify to Congress, claims filmmaker. This is Jeremy Corbell. He's not happy. He's not happy about what the hell went down in that congressional hearing. He's calling bullshit. He says, listen, I know the truth. And you can bring me to Congress. I will tell you. Put me down for a hearing next time. Write me up. Put my name on it. I will show you, and I will give you dates. I will give you video. The shit happens all the damn time. Apparently, he's even made the claim that not just the U.S., but also Russia, that the countries that fired weapons at UFOs can not only just recently, but on a regular basis. Probably because they're thinking they're shooting at each other's stuff. He apparently appeared on Talk TV where he just, he went off the rails about this. Crazy. Yeah, the host's name from the show called The Unexplained, Howard Hughes. Isn't he dead? Anyway, Howard Hughes. He says, I will tell you this, Howard. And this is fact. I have seen the logs. I have seen the videos. This shit happens all the damn time. We have attempted to shoot down UAPs on a regular basis. We are talking as recently as last Friday. What the hell? He says it's not weekly. It's almost daily. He says the Air Force, and here's a quote, the Air Force is engaging these UAPs on a weekly basis with arms. And I can prove it. He says he's willing to show it to lawmakers. We heard that clip. I mean, lawmakers are like, what kind of law can we do? Can we put in front of people to let them know your ass gonna get arrested? You fake these reports. I feel like when Congress or somebody in government gets, driven by some kind of an incident, like Amy's Law or something like that. I think we're going to have Corbell's Law, which is going to ban false reporting of UFOs. That's what they're going to call it. But they probably won't use Corbell. They'll call it Jeremy's Law. That's basically is what it is. You're going to get arrested 10 to 20 years for faking UFO sightings and reports. They're going to call it Jeremy's Law. Write it down. I think it's going to go down. But I think, we've said this from the beginning, this stupidity of bias that they have about only including, military incidents, that's got to go away. But here's a guy who has been releasing all kind of shit, right? Constantly. Why not let him put his money where his mouth is? Why doesn't Congress, Tim, out of Tennessee, grab yourself a little bit of Corbell, drag his ass over to Congress and have a hearing. I mean, it could be on C-SPAN. It doesn't have to be like totally public. You don't got to put it on YouTube. But I want to see what Corbell has. I want to know how he knows this. How is it that Corbell knows more than the Pentagon? How is it that he has incidents from the Friday before when this hearing occurred that showed evidence that the Air Force, the military, Army, Navy, Marines, one of these was out trying to dogfight or shoot down UFOs. But when they show up to this particular hearing, nobody knows nothing. They have near misses, only 11. It's like day and night. Like, who's telling the truth? One of these pair of people needs to go to jail. Somebody passed Jeremy's law. Because either the Pentagon's lying or Jeremy Corbell is lying. Let's see the proof. I don't even think he should wait for a lawmaker to bring him out. He should go and do some kind of a, public stunt. Go out there and call every frigging news outlet out there and just have yourself a good little hold down. Put out all your evidence. Let's see what you got, Corbell. Because apparently the Pentagon's calling you a liar. You're calling them liars, and there's going to be a law that's going to put one of y'all behind bars. I feel that that's where that's going, basically. That question is about trying to stop people in the name of government, in the name of protecting the public from putting out false UFO reports. Corbell's got to be careful now, because he will have the might of Congress coming after him if all the stuff he's talking about is fake news. So it'll be fascinating to see. One more article, you can check this one out. The link is in the description, which talks to you about what Corbell says he has to show Congress if they ever let him get on the floor and show what's really going on. Not the fake news that these Pentagon folks were trying to promote. One more to go. And this one's pretty cool. Another documentary, if you could believe that.
I know you're out there, I've seen the light shining over everything all through the darkest night.
This next one, it's not even an article. It's more about another documentary that was recently released. This one talks about 62 kids that saw UFO land in one of the most compelling sightings of all time from the aerial school down in Zimbabwe. 62 kids who were out on a morning break, mid-morning break at 10 a.m., while their teachers were inside having their own little meeting, because that's what teachers like to do. They like to meet a lot. September 16, 1994. And while they're out there doing their thing, as kids do, a mysterious object, saucer-shaped, landed behind the field where they were, amongst the trees. Some of the children reported that humanoids jumped out. Now, just the ones that stayed and looked, because some of them ran the hell off. They weren't going to stick around for that, because that's some freaky stuff, right? Some strange stuff going on. They said that the incident lasted about 15 minutes. Bugs is killing it. Don't ever play any documentary for him, because he's not going to watch it. This incident was so... It made... Listen, the damn thing made it into the news. You know, once the kids went home, told the parents got in contact with teachers, it made the news. Even a Harvard University psychiatrist, Dr. John Mack, decided to go down and interview the kids. And he says, that stuff is real. They're credible. They're not lying about this. The kids all have very similar stories when it came to what happened. And so here we are, 18 years later. 18 years later. These kids are having their story told again. But what better time, right? This is the time to do it. Every damn documentary out there that has to do with UFO incident or whatever, you need to bring it out now, because it's clear that the government's not listening to you, at least not in the United States and UK either. You know, they're not listening to you. So why not get your story into a documentary? I want to see the Ronnie Dawson story, 17, as told by the one and only Ronnie Dawson. So, and you know, the thing about this is 1994. It's not 1947. It's not the 80s or 70s. It's not even the 60s. It was 1994 when this happened. How can you ignore 60 plus children telling you about a saucer landing in the field behind their playground and then brush it away like they had some kind of gigantic fucking psychosis? I mean, literally, if they had psychosis, that's the damn teacher's fault. They were giving them all kind of drugs in their lunch food or their mid-morning break snack. I don't think that's what happened. Something actually went down. And if most of them are saying there was a humanoid, there probably was. Now, could this have been way in the field, way back to where maybe they mistook maybe a couple of astronauts coming out, or somebody from Russia in their secret vehicle who just happened to needed to take a pee break, so they stopped there in Zimbabwe? It's all possible, right? They're kids. They don't really have a point of reference, but the fact is some shit went down. You can't really discount this incident as being fake. It was real. And I'm sure that these guys are able to accurately depict a damn flying saucer. You don't need to be an adult to be able to describe a saucer to an adult or anyone else. One of the images of what they sketched is the logo or the image for this particular episode. That's an actual drawing from one of these kids back in 1994. It's not fake news. You know, you literally would have to say that these 62 kids outsmarted all the damn teachers, which is not impossible. I'm sure they all really wanted to. They could have pulled a fast one over the entire school. Right, Bugs? But you make the determination. The link to the website for this documentary, which is called The Aerial Phenomenon, It's in the description. There is a trailer there in case you want to check that out. I don't know. I think this is one of those incidents that you really have to look into, especially if you're faking the funk at the Pentagon. Take a look at it, examine it. Go ask these people some questions. It's not like they're all dead. They're still alive. That's the end of this episode. Thanks, Bugs, for bringing up all the background noise. I'll see you guys on Thursday. We're going to have some interviewees here. They should be able to shed some light on not only the Tic Tac incident, but things off the coast of the Catalinas, and maybe even some new discoveries, which I have a feeling they've got a lot to share. Until then, ciao.
goodbye to all the haters, doubters, and non-believers trying to bring you down. In the blink of an eye, you'll realize that there's so much more to the book than the page you were stuck on. Finally, you will feel free to live a life you love living instead of the life you think other people want you to live. Remember, you are the highest authority when it comes to knowing what you want and what you love. So stop trading yourself for the approval from